If I said that there's only one truth, but there's many paths that are leading to the truth, that could be seen as rather controversial. In fact, somewhat not acceptable, or not acceptable, my words. So, I want you to talk about this because it seems to be that regardless of what religion you belong to, truth is more or less accepted to be the same, depending on the religion you follow. Like, for example, in Vedanta, we would accept every religion as leading to the truth. Whether they speak of the truth is one thing or another, but at least they're leading to the truth. But there are some paths which are like purely exclusive. It's either our path or there's a door to hell or to wherever, to the next life. And this type of path, if you follow, that's really exclusive, it can make you feel special, can make you feel like really honored. But could it set delusion? Could it actually harm you in the long run? What if the exclusive path that you chose, or what if it chose you, ends up being not so exclusive, but in fact keeps you bound, keeps you stuck in the cycle of samsara, of the world of birth and death, and we continuously go through that cycle. And I've been thinking about this a lot because, often we hear that this is the only place you can get the truth. I've been to so many places that say that we are the only ones that have this Brahmgyan, or this knowledge, or this we're the only path that can make you realize God. We're the only path that is accepted by Sri Krishna. And whenever that's heard, especially today, even for me, it just comes across as a little bit culty. Let's be honest about it. Because the truth couldn't be farther from that. In fact, the reason why Vedanta would even accept even Abrahamic religions as a pathway, as a realistic path, is because somewhat there is some element of faith or devotion going on. So it would accept it. It would say, you know what? There is a faith towards a personal God. There is worship of a personal God. So something is happening. And say that the heaven is true. Well, you're going to that heaven. You claim it's eternity. That's where you want to be. But we know that heaven is never eternal. You can say it for a very long time, but you will come back on earth. Now, obviously, that would be the Vedantic viewpoint. But the fact is that it will still be able to see it as a pathway, a genuine path. Now, when it comes to really understanding this reality, and not just understanding it, but realizing that you are this absolute, formless consciousness, and that this consciousness is the fundamental existence of our experience of our lives. Without this, we would not be able to function. Consciousness is inherent within everything. And depending on the mind and its relationship with consciousness is how consciousness shapes the world that we live in. That for me requires many ways to get there. Now, for example, you may be of a devotional mindset. So you doing chanting or puja or some sort of worship is absolutely fine. You may sing kirtans and that will get you there, and that's brilliant. That's a pathway. Yours may be like intellectually understanding this wisdom. Therefore, it takes a lot of mind power to understand, and then to transcend into the intellect, and then transcend that into direct realization. And it's possible. That's a pathway. When we become the observers in our actions, so karma yoga, that is a genuine pathway. You could have a mix of many paths within you. And that's what I really want to point to, is that nobody has the exclusivity of the truth. Everyone follows different paths. Now, someone may say, well, I'm a hardcore such and such, insert religious institution there that you belong to. I'm a hardcore follower of so and so. But guess what you'll notice with those people? They are just as invested in the world that they claim is a testing ground, or is not real, or is not the place where we need to always be, where sin is possible. If you think about it, they are totally invested in the world. And when you have many paths, and you accept that there's many paths to the truth, one, you've automatically become boundless by your just mindset alone, which then leaves a door to open up boundlessness into even experience. But the point that I'm trying to make is, if you think your path is exclusive and just one, and that this is the only place you can get it, then you fundamentally will have to accept the world as it is. The reason why I'm saying, I know I'm probably jumping so many steps to get to what I'm saying, but what I'm trying to say is that you cannot be exclusive just to one path. You may claim that the one person that you're following is the ultimate Messiah and is the only one, and that's the only one of today, and there's nobody else. And that may be true to you. That's what's real for you, right? So I'm not questioning that. But are you worshipping 24/7? Are you practicing your devotion 24/7? Are you practicing your path 24/7? And see, nobody can follow any path 24/7. We're always doing multiple paths. Now, for example, when you're sleeping, you can make that into a spiritual practice. Just remember the ultimate in that moment before you fall asleep. And, that will be churning in the background. You see, we have to keep working on this. We have to keep working on understanding that there's many paths within our own practice. And therefore, if those paths are leading us to that one truth, then that's all that matters. And anyone that then belittles other people's paths because they think they're inferior because they have a superior path, one, you've opened the door to comparison and to a super ego. So you don't necessarily become humble in that light. You actually become more arrogant and egotistical. And that's what I found. Not only in my own life, through my own reflections, whenever I felt like something is the only way and what that brings, and especially when I see other people. And when people say that theirs is the only path and they can guarantee it and all this stuff, I actually doubt that they have fully, have that. They have that full 100% faith. I think there's more doubt than there is faith. Because those that are comfortable in knowing that they have the truth and how they got to the truth and how they are practicing the truth, they never have to make someone feel inferior or make themselves feel superior. Because in the end, it's that one same truth that's playing the whole game. And it appears to be many. And that's the funny part of this. So, and just since I've got the thought, if the they say that the one became the many. Well, if you think about this fundamentally, if the one can become the many, then why is it that there's only one path towards one truth? When obviously, if the one created many or manifested as many, then many will be the path to that one. Anyway, let me know what you think. Welcome to the Bearded Mystic Podcast. I'm your host, Rahul N Singh. I always forget to mention this. I'm always meant to mention it after the hook line, or my supposed hook line. It's not really a hook line, but I always forget. But anyway, do like this video or the podcast, do comment, do subscribe, and you can follow me on any of the social media apps. I'm on there somehow, and buy my merch, and hope to see you in the next video. Okay, take care. Namaste.